Alright guys, and welcome back to another video of Lords Mobile. Today we're going to talk about making a trap account. So, for the purposes of this video, I'm just going to go ahead and show you my Gold Hyper account. Click that help real quick. Be nice to my guild. So, the reason why a trap account is going to look a lot like a Gold Hyper is because you're really going to want to push manners, like as many as you possibly can for a really long time. And the reason why you want to push manners is because they reduce training time. So level 21, I don't even know, let's see, so that's 5, 4, or another 5, and then 4. So I have 14 manners at level 21. That in turn, without any points in true production for training speed, my training speed is 217%. And that is without any points in. So when I go to my innate talents, I have no points into this one for that 30%. And I have no points into this one for that 92%. So if I were to trade those up and get rid of my gold hyper aspect of this, I would have math not working today, like 300, let's see, it's an extra 112%, or yeah, 122%. So I'd be pushing like 330% troop training speed, which is actually atrocious. Like, that's really good. And that would really reduce the amount of time it takes to train troops. Like grunts right now, and I really only have this. So, but still, 1,600 grunts takes 2 hours. That's that's really nice. The other thing that you want to focus on with traps early game is pick a hyper. I mean, obviously with just going all manners, one infirmary, because you're gonna want to stay shielded forever. I mean, you're not going to unshield until you hit right around C22, C23. You're going to just build, 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 build non-stop as much as you can, as long as you can. And the higher rank you are, or the higher player level you are, the more innate or the more talents you get. So here, I'll go ahead and reset these for this video. So what I would do for this is put the minimum amount of points in. So I'm going to go max out training speed. And I guess I should probably go a little slower. But I'll also go over it again. So I'm just clicking down on the next one, hitting unlock, and that gives me the minimum amount of points I have to put in. So I'm going to go in here. I'm going to max this one out. Now, that's all I'm going to do over on this side. I'm going to come over to my econ. I'm going to max out my construction, my research, unlock again, and at this point I'm going for no hypers at all. So what you're going to want to do, you're going to have so much T1, you're going to want to be a gather. So you're not really going to hyper anything. You're going to trade gold or send any excess gold that you generate through your 14 manners to the bank or to other players for resources, because everyone needs to research. You also need to research, but make sure you never hit gold cap. So I'm going to keep going down here. Construction speed max, research speed max. So I have 80 points left. I will throw 40 into gather 2. See if I cannot mess this up. 40 points, and then I'll put 40 points in the max load. So this is what it's going to look like if you're gathering. And I mean, this is at level 57, which is when the EXP really starts jumping. I mean, I think my next level is 10 mil EXP away. So that's a pretty huge leap from the previous 2.5 million to get to level 57. So on average, hypers your gold hyper or your trap account is going to look like a lot like a gold hyper. The biggest difference is once you start getting up into the higher mites, you're going to want to keep these 4 buildings right here just so you can continue to build. You're going to delete all of these buildings. And I mean gone. So once you start getting up there, and my advice is to build 1 mil grunts, 1 mil archers, and 1 mil cataphracts or whatever. 1 mil cav. I would stay away from T2. Most of these trap accounts, you're really not going to gain that much might. So overall, the amount of might gained is 2 million. So you'll gain a total of 6 million just from your T1. But really, if you had 3 million T3, that's noticeably more might. Like infinitely more might. So it's going to make you look a lot bigger than you are. The biggest thing about trap accounts is to look as small as possible while still being able to deal the most damage. And you don't actually deal the damage. I mean, as a trap account, your worst friend is getting Battle Fury. You do not want to scout people. You do not want to rally people. You do not want to get Battle Fury in any way, shape, or form. So you're not going to attack anyone. The whole purpose of a trap account is to try and bait people into hitting you. The easiest way to break your shield, if you have a shield up, the easiest way to break your shield is you click on map, you go to a fortress, and you click here. You can't use shield while you're in the Wonder Province. If your castle falls, it will transfer to a random location. If I transfer there, it will break my shield. It will not give me Battle Fury, but it will break my shield. So what that'll do is it'll allow me to go teleport next to a big player, set up some camps, and what you want to do is set camps around and just piss people off. I mean, you're going to want to camp in their hive, teleport right into the middle of their hive. You're not going to shield. You're going to pop an anti-scout. You are not going to scout a soul. Because if you get rallied, if you're set up as a solo trap, and most people are, if you get rallied, that's it. The best thing you can do is to teleport to your hive and pray to God people are online to reinforce you. So getting back to your base. So you're going to come in here. You're going to have absolutely none of this. This is all just excess might that you don't want. Your embassy and your battle hall are going to be minimal. This you'll only upgrade if you get pickaxes from like guild gifts, things like that. You're going to want to have all your buildings at level 24, if not 25. So the most important ones to get to 25, Watchtower, because if you get hit, reduce the enemy's invading attack by 10%. You're going to want your Forge at level 25 so you can unlock that 3rd relic slot. So this right here, Workshop level 25. I don't really feel a need for a level 25 vault. That's just excess might. I wouldn't worry about that too much. If you can get them, and I know it's a lot, but getting all 14 of your manors to level 25, and yes, that's what, 2,500 gems per manor for hammers? Yeah, not a lot of fun, because eventually you're going to delete them, all of them. So as you're shielded, you're going to have the 1 infirm just so you can continue growing. You're going to have 1 barracks and 14 manors. And you're going to build, and research non-stop. Once you get enough troops to gather, change your talents, make sure that you hit that proper level. Then you're going to go in here. You're probably not going to push T4 on your trap account. It's really not suggested. So you're going to get the minimum amount of research. You're going to get your infantry offense, siege probably siege to 8 or 9. I would leave it at 9. Ranged offense and cav offense. I would get all of these to 10. So cav, ranged, and infantry are all going to be 10s. You're going to have 9s here. Obviously, that's unlocked at this point. You're going to have 9s here, and you're going to have 9s here. And that's going to be your limit. That in and of itself should put you at a pretty decent. But the biggest key to a trap account is to never let anyone scout you. So you're going to have your 3 mil T1, and I mean, some people do run T2. Obviously, I mean, I like T2 a little bit more. I just think they have a little bit more bang for their buck. But if your T1 dies first, because you're going to have 2 mil T2 or T1 in your front line, and your T1's always going to go to infirms first. But really, don't drop your shield until you really feel like you're ready for a good hit. Because if a 100 mil player comes in, you're still at 23 mil with only a mil troops, he's going to hurt you. And don't go offline with troops out or your leader out or anything like that. Stay shielded. Make sure that you're continuing to grow. And you're probably going to want about 500k of each T3 type troop. At this point, you should be right around 40 mil might. You're just going to continue to grow, continue to build. When you feel like you're ready and it's time to start dropping shields, you're going to go through and you're going to delete every single one of your manors. And you're going to turn them all into infirmaries. Now, the key to a good trap account, like I said, is to keep your might low. So you're not going to go into economy, except for maybe construction speed, but even then, once you get past 8, I mean, the jumps start getting 130 mil. That's a pretty good jump. I think the next one's 540 mil, so don't go past 8s. Defense, don't worry about this. Your wall, I mean, obviously, I went into defense like a jackass. This was my second account. I wasn't really thinking about it, and I made these pretty much back-to-back off my first account, and I added a lot of wall strength in, a lot of pointless might. And don't, beyond just doing the, I wouldn't even worry about the turf quest unless you're just looking for EXP, but do these just enough to build out, delete them, and only have T2 traps. Don't bother with T3. Your wall's going to go down way too fast. Military, obviously, you're going to want to have everything. You're going to want to have your attacks at 10, everything else at 9, including these 3, and those are the hardest. Monster hunting, do a minimal amount of monster hunting just to make sure that you have what you need, I guess is the best way to put it. You want to make sure that you have the ability to just quickly get a couple hits in, kill your 2 monsters a day, that's it. Don't worry about upgrade defenses. Upgrade military. Quick maneuvers is okay, you can work on subsidy, but really your main focus is to rush your innate talents. Central command, you want 2. And quick swaps, you want 2. Because you want to be able to put on a piece, you want to be able to put on gear. Like this, and then you quick swap. So if a player saw me in this, they're going to go, ooh, easy target. They have no clue that I'm in attack talents already, that I'm already in war talents. So they start sending a march. When the march is close, I'm going to swap to my war gear. And that's going to add a huge buff. The biggest thing about your war gear is you want it to be all equal. I mean, right now I think my talents, this, like I said, this is my gold farm account. I'm not too worried about my attack. So it's all pretty well garbage, but it's all equal. And that's going to be the same way you want it. You want your gear to match. So from what I was reading up on, you're going to have all your equipment will go to weapons. This is a pretty good one because it gives you pretty well equal across the board. Cav, imp, ranged. The biggest thing that I like to push is stats-wise for offensive. You want to focus on attack first, defense, or health second, and defense last. As weighted stats, attack will always be higher than health. But you don't want to neglect the others as well. So you want to make sure that you're pretty even. You don't want to, if you have a 25% gap in between your cav and your ranged, and your infantry is really close and in between that, that's fine. But if it starts getting into the 100% difference, you really need to figure out some things in your gear and probably try and adjust that as best as you can. There are some pretty decent free-to-play pieces in here, like the Lost Island relics, infantry attack, ranged attack, and then army HP. Those are okay. Truthfully, if you're going to be pushing, you want to go for gear with army attack on it. So ranged attack, ranged defense, but that gives you a 12% army attack. One of the best helms in the game is, where are you hiding? The Beast Helm. So infantry attack, cav attack, army max HP, and travel speeds doesn't really help you too much, but this is a really solid helm. The next thing, and that really just depends on what you're going to go for. The next thing to go over is going to be gems. You do not want to socket any gems into your gear unless they're blue quality. Like this, I was just kind of dicking around, having fun, whatever, just socketing saber jewels and stuff like that to increase my travel speed. That's all fine and dandy, but truthfully, it's not helping anyone. But you don't want to inlay any gems unless they're of blue quality or better. So, like, I could make one blue infantry attack gem. And you're going to keep doing that. And eventually it's going to get to the point where you have blues in all your gear and you have excess blues. You're going to want to start merging those into purples. But I wouldn't really worry about gemming any of your gear until you hit the point that you're ready to drop your shield for the first time. And like I said, Battle Fury is key. If you get Battle Fury, you better just random port out of wherever the fuck you're at and hide for a bit. And just hope that no one puts an 8-hour rally on you to find you. So that's just kind of a quick run over on what you're going to be looking for a smaller trap account. I guess the last thing we'll go over are your heroes. So we'll go ahead and we'll go here. The biggest heroes you want for your free-to-play lineup is going to be Rose Knight. The reason why you want Rose Knight is that army attack. The Cav max HP, it's okay. But that army attack 20%, great. Your second one is going to be Demon Slayer. Infantry attack, army HP. You see how we're going for the attack and HP. The other one that's pretty good, I mean, these stats kind of suck, but Bomb and Goblin. You get him, gold rank, 20%. I do like Tracker. Obviously, people seem to like Tracker a little bit more than I do. I like the 30% ranged attack. That is nice. That's all fine and dandy. I don't really care for the defense. Personally, I would rather go for Snow Queen because she gives HP and attack. And because all your other resource buildings are going to be deleted, that extra bonus that Tracker gives you for ore is kind of worthless. So that's 4 of them. If you're going to go for your 5th, my suggestion would probably be either another frontliner. So at this point, we've gotten 2 ranged heroes. We've gotten one imp and 1 cav, which was Rose Knight. And you can really just pick and choose at this point. If you have the big guy and you decide you want to push him gold, if you have gold big guy, he's obviously invaluable. That attack and the construction speed is nice. That will help you in the long run. One of the ones that I truly like and that's always really underrated is the Oathkeeper, because he does give you the max HP and infantry attack. I mean, the food supply, again, sucks. It's kind of wasted. But it's that HP and attack that's really going to help you in the long run. So that's just a brief overview on how to make a trap account, or just what a trap account really is and what it's supposed to look like. So that's it, and I hope you guys have a great day. Keep getting bigger and stay safe.